Okay, so what was Farouk's final mistake? President William Ruto has now fired Farouk Kibet. Sometimes back after the 2022 presidential election, and as recent until now that this particular firing of Farouk Kibet has taken place, some of the men that were untouchable in the President William Ruto's regime and who are respected not only by the citizens that feared them for no reason, but also by the politicians that were around President William Ruto, included Farouk Kibet. This episode, ladies and gentlemen, we want to detail for you the firing of Farouk Kibet and the reason why now President William Ruto has fired him. But beyond that, we also want to detail for you what did he do, what was his last mistake before this firing came heavy on him. Other than that, also we want to detail for you now the glaring, very, very glaring scene that the only reason why Junet Mohammed strongly fought Sifuna out of the ODM party was because he wanted that position. And in the latest big announcement of the ODM party, the acting secretary general, or maybe the active secretary general, whatever role she plays within the ODM party, Honorable Omanyo, was pushed away for some time, and of course the limelight was left for Junet Mohammed to play the Sifuna role. If this is the first time you're interacting with our channel, The People's Mirror, please hit the subscribe button. That way, these stories do not escape you. But we also have a target of hitting 4,200 with those subscribers. So if you hit the button, then those numbers start to decrease. Now let's get into it quickly. You are watching it from your screen, so we are displaying it just right now. That is the statement from His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, CGH, President of the Republic of Kenya. It's an executive office of the President. Next to it, of course, is the seal of the Republic. And this is the reference: expulsion of Mr. Farouk Kibet from Kenya State House. Now, I don't know who received this first, whether it was Farouk Kibet or us, but let's get into it. Perhaps Farouk Kibet is also just learning of it from the People's Mirror. Now, this is dated the 2nd of March 2026, so this probably happened yesterday. And the letter reads: "For many years, Mr. Farouk Kibet has worked with me in my political journey. From my time as Member of Parliament, through my service as Deputy President and now as President of Republic of Kenya. I have valued loyalty, dedication and hard work in all those who serve alongside me. However, leadership at the level of presidency demands discipline, decorum and utmost respect for institutions and leaders across the political divide. State House is not a marketplace for insults, intimidation and personal vendetta. It is a symbol of national unity, dignity and respect." Actually, State House is not a symbol of national unity. The presidency is the symbol of national unity. But let's go on. What do I know? "It has come to my attention that conduct attributed to Mr. Farouk Kibet has fallen short of the standards expected of anyone associated with my office." Wow. "Actions that vilify leaders, create unnecessary confrontation, or bring the office of the president into disrepute cannot and will not be tolerated." Okay, that's what the president is saying. Effective immediately, effective yesterday, Farouk Kibet will no longer serve in any capacity within the presidency or operate from State House. My administration remains committed to respectful engagement, issue-based politics, and the service of the people of Kenya without arrogance or hostility. Mr. President. So leadership is a responsibility, not license for excess. I thank Kenyans for their continued trust and assure the nation that integrity and order shall guide my government. Very beautiful sign. William Samoei Ruto hapo, the president. Okay. And then, of course, the seal is there. Now, Farouk is an individual whose name has featured everywhere for both good reasons and bad reasons. Sometimes back, he allegedly slapped Mr. Number 2. Sometimes back, the CS for Treasury was walking alongside President William Ruto. He chased him out of the red carpet. He can always stand up and order people to twerk. At one event when he was in Kisumu, he ordered very, very elder members of parliament to actually dance. And so his name has featured everywhere. from the slap of the DP actually was one of the statements that made it very, very public that this guy could have been very, very dangerous. Now, he has been chased away from State House. The big question is, why has the president decided that this is now the time to let Mr. Farouk go? As I said in the beginning of these episodes, when we started 2022 all the way, Sudi, Farouk are some of the very, very closest allies of President William Ruto. Right now, he's gone. Now, the big question is Farouk going to be silent in the shadows, or is Farouk going to be Rigathi Gachagua? And that is very important, because if Farouk leaves these particular shadows, goes back, becomes silent, goes on through his businesses, then that is good for the regime that has chased him away. He goes silently. But if Farouk decides to become Rigathi Gachagua, then this would be really, really interesting for the politics right now and moving into 2027. Because, of course, the closeness, as the president admits, goes all the way from when the president was a member of parliament. So definitely Farouk knows a lot about the regime, more than Gachagua. I'm just imagining a very angry Farouk joining Rigathi Gachagua team and bringing exposés about the camp that they have been working on. Would be very interesting. But recently Farouk made statements that actually questioned Uhuru Kenyatta's involvement in politics. And of course, I think that is the last public statement that Farouk made. Let us just play some bit of it, and then we go on with the main story.
Wacha niwaulize, Uhuru Kenyatta si mnasema ameenda retire? Kweli mkipima ameenda retire? Anatafuta nini? Acha tuhesabu. Mimi kwa sababu nimekuja hapa na mnisikize vizuri na msichukulie msaa. Uhuru Kenyatta anafaa kwenda, kwanza yeye ni tajiri by nature. Kabla hujaamka alizaliwa kwa mattress, ako vizuri. Sisi wengine tulizaliwa tu kwa ngozi na tuna survive mpaka leo. Hata hawa Bukuru Waluya hao wako hapa ni kama sisi. Yule mkabila alifukuzwa na ukabila yake na vile anafaa roho chafu. Iko mwingine anaitwa Martha Karua, hata hakuenda mazishi ya running mate yake. Si mnaona hiyo wapi iko roho chafu? Ama nyinyi msikile mimi nasema. Iko mwingine alitoka hapo alikuwa waziri. Iko mwingine hapo alikuwa ule aliuza fertilizer, alienda kununua nini ya punda ya Dubai akatuletea sisi. Ule anaitwa Linduri. Wote wanatafuta utawala. Sasa zingine tukija hapa tusungumze maneno ya ukweli. Kesho ya mtu inaonekana leo. Kiongozi rafiki yao bwana. Leo huyu ni chairman. Huyu ni chairman lakini alichakuliwa kwa ODM. Huyu jamaa Shinali. Lakini yeye leo ni mwenyekiti, mtu mkubwa katika taifa. Sababu William Ruto ako na pro kwa Waluya. Malulu alikufa akiwa naibu wa mwenyekiti wa education. Na alikufa kama ameweza kuleta project hapo. The same president amelea jamii wawili. Na msidharau watoto wenu. Muangalie tu positions wako. Iko Msali hapo, iko Wetangula. Na hili sasa nataka usikie. Hawa jamii William Ruto anaonesha kaa hapo, kaa pale. Wewe ukiwa bibi unapelekanga kwa nyumba afanye nini? Anafanya nini? Siasa. Ukiona mtu anafunga mlango mchana, huyo ni mjawi. Ukiona mtu anafunga mlango usiku na anaingia na bibi yake, unaenda kusumbua yeye? Siku na kazi hapo. Sasa huyu Wetangula na Musalia, na mnisikize vizuri, ni wa jamii hapa. Na mimi nauliza nyinyi jamii, na mimi nauliza nyinyi watu ya Malava. Wacha uongozi itokee Kabarasi. Watu ya Kabarasi kwa jamii ya Waluya si waongo, ni watu ya ukweli. And since 1963 it is only Kabarasi wanajua kupima na kuweka kura yao kwa serikali. Hata wakati Kibaki alikuwa anaenda kushinda. Soita alikuwa wapi? Si alikuwa kwa serikali? Na Beanga. Na wana watoto. Na Malulu na alikuwa wapi? So take it serious. Take it positively. Saa ingine kuna wazee wakubwa hapa. Mimi naheshimu kina Tubet.
Yeah, so while Farouk was busy talking about kesho ya mtu inaonekana leo and defending the positions of course ya Mudavadi na ya Weta, kazi yake ilikuwa inaenda. Now this letter has gone viral and the big question is two big questions are: what could have really gone wrong between the president and Farouk to the extent that the president has now finally said whatever it is enough, let Farouk go. And of course the big thing that President William Ruto is saying in that particular letter is that few people are close to him have actually said this guy is not proper for the office of the presidency. Now let us know in the comment section what you think of this particular firing. Do you think it is convenient? Do you think it is timely? And do you think Farouk is going to be, as I said of course in the beginning of the episode, is he going to go down quiet or is he going to make a scene out of it, considering the fact that the group of Rigathi Gachagua is a group that Farouk has consistently called tribal? So where is he going to find solace? While this firing for Farouk Kibet is coming on the 2nd, on the 1st actually of the same month, that is this month, which is just 2 days ago, we had lost the MP for Emurua Dikir, Honorable Joanna Ngeno. And politics has its own way. In the next episode after this one, within the People's Mirror, you can find that particular story. Names were mentioned. People were blamed, even if it was very clear that it was an accident because it was misty and the helicopter, the chop, of course, the pilot had landed and he was trying to take off again. Whatever the stories they're talking about it, the weather was bad, and that's the story they're saying, and investigations are still going on, as was, of course, we were properly informed by the CS Interior. But names have been mentioned, and one of the names that were mentioned as complicit names in the alleged murder, now that they do not want to view it as an accident, is of course the name of this guy Farouk Kibet. Now he's out. Let us wait and see within the first 1 week or the second 1 week how he's going to take his loss. Away from this story is now another story within the ODM party. The ODM party is interesting every single day because since Raila died, it is a party that is trying to sustain itself. Every single day there's something interesting coming out of it. Now, a little bit context. The biggest fight that saw Sifuna out of the door was being propagated by an individual called Junet. It was so big that while the fight was going on, there was a rejoinder that came from Sifuna to Junet, asking Junet to explain about the money that had been stolen during the agents of 2022 elections in Azimio. Now, Junet's dirty linen were aired in public, and Junet did not take it lightly. It is so said that while they were in Mombasa and they were discussing the position of Sifuna, the only leader that really wanted Sifuna out, other than Oburu himself, was Junet Mohamed. Now, people in that meeting said that some of them even tried to say that give Sifuna time, including Ruth Odinga, who is the last born in the home of Raila Amolo Odinga, the late and the owner of the ODM party, called for an opportunity for Sifuna to be heard before a decision was made on his name. But Junet, being Junet, said no, push that guy out. The same day they pushed Sifuna out, the same opportunity was given to the women rep of Busia, Honorable Christine Omanyo. Now, she has disgraced herself with that position in a lot of media interviews. She has become a laughingstock, a meme, because of how she handled the first press conference. And it seems that these particular members of the ODM party are also aware of what the public is saying. And so in the big conference today, instead of Christine Omanyo, who was present in that particular conference after the meeting that they had today, that was attended even by OUSTS, a story that we'll talk about another time, Christine Omanyo was pushed a few people to the side, and of course Junet Mohamed took the show and now became the Sifuna of the ODM party, making the big announcement. Let us know what you think in the comment section, whether this was just timely or maybe necessary that Junet did it if you're an ODM party member, or whether this was a hostile takeover replacing Sifuna tentatively with Christine Omanyo, only to come and domineer the very Christine Omanyo and become the Secretary General by action and not by paper. And so while these fights are going on, Junet is serving the role of Sifuna. But first, let us listen to what has come out of their parliamentary group meeting resolution, which is just some days ahead of 7th March, when of course the report, the last report on the 10-point agenda needs to be made, and just few 20 days ahead of their planned NDC.
Just finished our parliamentary group meeting of both houses of the National Assembly and the Senate, Parliament, and we had a long deliberation as party members and members of Parliament. Our party leader was present. As you know, he's also the senator of Siaya, so he had two kofias, two hats. He was chairing the party as the party leader, at the same time the senator of Siaya. And then we have here the minority leader of the Senate, and the two whips of the two houses, and the party chair, and the deputy party leaders also were present. So after deliberations, these are the resolutions of the parliamentary group meeting. The parliamentary group meeting was resolved that they have endorsed the decision of the National Executive Committee of the party and the Central Committee on the decisions that they have taken in their last 3 sittings. The executive director of the party brought them up to speed on the resolutions of those 2 organs of the party, and the parliamentary group endorsed the decisions of the 2 organs of the party. The PG also agreed that they will strengthen the party, and then they will make it vibrant, and they will maintain every parliamentary seat that they occupy today, either in the National Assembly or in the Senate under ODM, and make it more. We want to increase our numbers in the next general election from what we have today, and we are telling any party that we are associating with, any party in this country that wants to associate with us, our parliamentary numbers are not negotiable. We can negotiate on anything, but not on our parliamentary strength. The parliamentary group meeting also endorsed the decision of the NEC to give mandate to our party leader to start the process of negotiation with the party, with other parties, with like-minded parties, starting with the UDA party, under the way the Central Committee and the NEC Committee, the NEC Committee approved. The parliamentary group also endorsed the decision to have the National Delegates Conference on 27th of March, 27th of this month, and from Friday, the party will communicate and give the 21-day notice that is required in law. The parliamentary group also agreed to receive the report of the 10-point agenda on Tuesday. Tuesday is which date? Which date is that? The report of the 10-point agenda, is it on 10th? Tuesday is 10th. On 10th, yes, Tuesday, at a broad-based parliamentary group meeting that will be held at KICC on Tuesday, where members from both sides of Kenya Kwanza and ODM will receive the report. Then from there, the public will be told on what progress the report has made, what has been achieved, what has not been achieved. And the parliamentary group emphasized on 2 main issues that they expect to happen. That is the compensation bit of the matter of the 10-point agenda, and the devolution issue, that they want monies increased to the devolved units, and they also want the people who are affected through post-election violence from 2017, that money must be put in the supplementary budget that is in Parliament, I think from tomorrow. So those are 2 major issues they have emphasized, among other things that contains the 10-point agenda, which they are going to receive on Tuesday the 10th in a broad-based parliamentary group meeting. So I think I've shared with you people in short what the parliamentary group resolved. And I think we can end it there, and we will continue updating you on progress that ODM is making as a party. As you are aware, ODM is the largest party in the region, south of Sahara and north of Limpopo, and we are going to make sure that this party remains united, and we're going to make sure that this party remains the biggest party in this country that will form government in the coming election, God willing. Thank you very much. Yes.
So while Junet rather was making those statements, he talked about the broad-based meeting now not happening on the 7th, but will be happening the Tuesday the 10th. So let's wait and see what will come out of it, what will have been implemented out of the 10-point agenda, and what will be awaiting. It says that in that particular report, they will now talk about compensation and the funds that have been set aside. A very murky issue, because other people, even when they are talking about compensation, still believe that you cannot compensate lives lost. While doing it, Omanyo was there, of course, cheering as Junet was doing that role. Now that is what is coming out of their big resolution, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard firsthand. So let's wait for 10th and what will follow. Now, just coming in, of course, people are debunking the Farouk story in the social media space, saying that there has not been any official communication from State House to that effect, and that it's just a story that is being circulated for a rumor. Other Kenyans believe that where there is smoke, there is fire, and even prior to impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, it started like that. So they're saying if it has not happened, then it is on the way. Let us know what to think of that story that now is circulating. A bit of people believe it has a seal and it has the sign of the president, but a bit of other people believe that it is wrong. Now, in the social media space, they are alluding that the story that's primarily on X that is putting Honorable Farouk out of the picture is that there was someone who wanted to see President William Ruto with very sensitive information. And Farouk asked for a cut, only for the president to learn later and that he had lost that sensitive information because of Farouk's involvement. But then as it stands, because we are also very, very impartial, it's important to put it as it is out there, that it's still not verified from the State House. There's no official communication in the page of the president. So let's wait and see what builds up on it. But that is what is coming out of the street. Sometimes, of course, the streets always have an information prior to the presidential speech or even the media. You've seen even when we lost senior people in the country, the people knew even before such houses gave information. So let's just wait and see them debunk it or confirm it. It's been a pleasure recapping that for you here at the People's Mirror. If it's your first time, just hit the subscribe button. But if you are our member and the People's Mirror is your channel, then please like and share the video. Until our next episode.